Day 5, and look at this beautiful sunrise this morning. Oh my God, and just pristine, crystal clear. I mean, look at that, not even a ripple in the water. I mean, it's just absolutely picture perfect. Yesterday we concentrated on sharing. It was a long video, like 30 minutes of, just like being in the boat, driving. Today I want to talk more about the vessel. This is a 58-foot Hatteras LRC. These were built in conjunction with the fuel crunch in the late 70s and early 80s. And these boats were built to be able to go long distances and save on fuel is what they were built for. Involved with two of these boats, and this one, like I said, is a 58, and then they made a 65-foot version of it too. And the 65 on the 58 here, this one particular one has two 671 Detroit diesel engines. It has two 15 kilowatt generators, and it holds 2,400 gallons of fuel. It holds 700 gallons of water. And this particular one, if you Google Snapdragon's gone. This boat's just about it's been on some very, very long cruises. It's been all over all the way down to Alaska, and it's been all the way across the Atlantic, and with a couple of different owners of the boat. And this was the last one built. This was the last 58 built. So anyway, just a little bit of history about the boat and the accommodations. This particular one has the 4-bathroom layout, or 4-head layout. Sorry, can't say bathroom on a boat. The 4-head layout. It's got the day head upstairs, and then one in each one of the bedrooms. All three of the bedrooms, we have a forward V berth, and then we have the side bedroom, and then we have the back bedroom, and all three of those bedrooms have their own bathrooms, own heads, and own showers. So it's very, very cool feature in the boat. One of the things everybody likes about this particular one is it does have the upstairs day head right here. The 65 that I have now doesn't have the day head in it. It only has, it just has the heads inside the bathrooms. But if you walk down those stairs right there, that's in the master suite. It has a head and a shower, big roomy bathroom in there. And then downstairs, when you go up front, it has two heads. Some of the versions of these boats, I'll walk you down there real quick, have the V berth up front. And then this is a shared head, but that goes into that bedroom right there. And then this bedroom over here, the one on the left here, this can either be a workroom. I'll open the door here. This can either be a workroom or it could be another room, and on some of them. And then we have our washer and dryer inside there. And then you walk through this back door right here. And then this is our stand-up engine room. And a lot of people like that about the Hatteras is the stand-up engine room, because like I said, I'm fully standing up in here. I mean, you got probably 8 feet of headroom inside the engine room. And then these are our two 671 naturally aspirated Detroit, so there's no turbochargers on them. The boat with both of the generators running. So they got this generator. This is our port generator, and this is our starboard generator. And then this is our 671. That's our port engine. It's our starboard engine. And this boat will get 1 mile to the gallon when you're running both engines and both generators at 1,100 RPMs. So you got it basically. If it holds 2,400 gallons of fuel, you have a safe range, let's say, of 2,200 miles, I would say, because you have to hold some fuel in reserve. We run without the generators sometimes now because this boat has a new inverted system on it. And so you're able to run without the generators, so you can get a little bit better. You can probably get about 1.1, 1.2 miles a gallon because each one of these generators burns a couple gallons, and we never run both generators at the same time unless we're going into a lock, because this one right here has a hydraulic system on it that runs the bow thruster. Then back here we have our water maker. This will keep the boat full of water. We're going to try it out in the Dry Tortugas when we get out there. And then these are our air conditioners back here. You can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 air conditioners on here. And then you can see them all tucked away inside here. We have this is our engine room fire suppression system. Right here is our stabilizers. One of these is the gear shifter. I believe this one is, that's for steering. And that one is for our gear shifters right there. Those are our hydraulic reservoirs. And that's the hydraulic reservoir for the stabilizers. This boat is stabilized, and we'll be using that when we go into the ocean. Also, another feature for this boat is this is a diesel heater right here that'll keep the entire boat heated, and it uses the diesel from the main engine to keep it heated. And that's what all of those valves and all that stuff for. And I heard it works actually really, really good. We don't really need it in Florida. And then we have a huge 20-gallon hot water heater right there. And then these are our electrical panels right here. And you have AC, you have 32 volt, which this boat has 32 volt. And then this is our big main electrical panel, which brings in all of the voltage from the engines, and then converts it over into these panels. And from there we can move it and kind of do what we want with it. Over here we have this is for electrical power. It's a box that's made so we can use, because this boat was taken overseas, and it's when you plug it in over there, it's a different power. So that's what this box converts that into the correct power when you take the boat overseas. So anyway, just a quick tour of our engine room. So I'm not sure why our blower's not on. I need to go check that and see. And then we have our toolboxes right here. And like I said, we're able to walk around in here and do whatever we want to do inside the engine room. Washer, dryer. There's our wash machine. That's our dryer. Project me and Carl both want to get done is this fan right here. And these fans are important for the engine room here. This takes out all the hot air. So we're putting a new motor in this fan. And then he happened to have a whole new fan on that side over there. So we replaced the entire fan, and it's working. And now Carl's taking apart over here in his workroom.
I need a needle nose pliers.
These right here.
We'll pull this right here, put a new
motor in it, and then we should be able to get this one working too. It's nice about having this. So this room was converted, so he just pulled that off there, and then we put the new motor on.
No, it's probably not going to come off really
easy, but we'll get it.
Got to be careful.
Yeah, don't break anything.
Yeah, don't break at the thing.
It used to be, in some of these models, this is a bedroom, but I like the tool room here, and so we're able to work on the boat. And like I said, he's putting this new motor in here, and then we'll have blower motors on both. We've never had that before, and I just think it helps extracting that old air out of there.
Another thing I like about the workshop is if I have something half done, I can leave it.
Yeah, right.
And go ahead and do. Whoops! It went right behind you.
I got it.
Got two of them. The guy goes, no, those won't work. Why not? He goes, those are 32 volt. Nobody uses 32 volt anymore. I says, okay, well, maybe I can modify them. So how much you take for them a piece? $15 a piece.
Nice.
Okay, and I should have bought all of them.
Yeah, because you got to do all your motors, and you got to do your starter motors, and you got to do
your batteries, your
alternators,
light bulbs,
everything.
Yeah, it's just like and the 32 volt works so well. I just, when something works, I don't want to mess with it a whole lot.
Right. Where you want it, right, Carl?
Yeah. Well, the wiring, it's up to you. You wanted a particular orientation? I mean, there's plenty of wire.
Yeah.
So there's that housing.
Okay.
But what we do have to do is we have to space it out from there before we put our clamp on it.
I think a few modifications, and I think we're going to have another working blower motor. And this is sucking the air out of the engine room. It's taking that
these
old
are the exhaust fans.
Exhaust fans, and so we're just taking the fumes, the hot air, everything out. We're evacuating it from that engine room. And this also creates a suction because it brings the cold air in from the intakes.
Yep.
So this is
Kind of creates a vacuum.
Vacuum in there, right? And that's what we want. We want to create that vacuum, and so having both of these on gonna make a huge difference. We have both fans sucking air out of the bilge or the engine room here, and I can already feel a difference in the engine room because these things move quite a bit of air. Actually, the CFMs are big. You can tell. Just put your hand up here; it'll suck your hand right to it. It really just helps. And then these blowers right here, these intakes right here, is where the fresh air comes in. So these create a vacuum in here, and then it gets rid of all that hot air and brings the cool air in. And these Detroits love their cool air. You can bring up the anchor. Finish bringing it up. All right, nice and slow right there. One more little bump. One more little bump. One more. That's it.
Anchor above. Securing anchor.
All right, Dee's washing the deck down. Carl's at the helm. That's it, Big Kahuna. This thing has a nice anchoring system on it. It really does.
Good. Yeah, it's always been one of my big concerns.
Yeah,
that's why I went with that bigger anchor.
Oh, you had to. That thing with the other one you had on there wouldn't have hold it.
Well, it's been on there forever, but going to a river system, that's different than just being out at an anchor.
Yeah, it is. You know, Carl, that I don't think it runs. I don't know if it runs or not. Let's hear in the comments. Does it still run or not? I'm not sure. Man, you're gonna get double tested because you're gonna have another one of these.
That was a starboard tie, correct?
You can grab lines either side, but what I was saying was the starboard side gate's the only one that's going to open, so it might help you on starboard.
Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
I'll watch you over here on this side, Carl. But you gotta just kind of hug this wall.
Yeah, we gotta stay close to the wall.
All right, you need to get a little bit closer to that wall. Okay. You got plenty of room. Plenty of room on your port side. Plenty of room on your port side. Yeah, you got plenty of room over here, Carl. You got about 8 feet. 10. You got about 6 feet over here. You got about 6 feet over here. You got about 5 feet on the rear. Nice job.
All clear. Frank, you unlocked. Thank you.
You're welcome. See you next time.
Nice job, Carl. That's tight, man, when you got to do that.
Shortly, please stay behind the fenders until the bridge is fully raised. The captain going to get the name and height of your boat.
Snapdragon.
Name of the boat, Snapdragon, 58-foot Hatteras, 18 beam.
Thanks, Captain.
Wilson Pickett Bridge right here. We're not going that far today. We're going to go get provisions for the boat to head over to the Dry Tortugas. My plan is we'll leave tomorrow afternoon as late as we can stay in the slip. So hopefully around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll pull out of there and head over to the Dry Tortugas. Day 5.
Wilson Pickett Bridge, this is westbound motor vessel Snapdragon. We are clear. Thank you for the opening.
You're welcome, Captain.
All right, channel 16, please. Thank you.
The liquidity looks
All right, getting into downtown Fort Myers here. Today we decided to go get fuel, and then we're going to go to another marina. The marina we're going into doesn't have fuel, so we're going to go to another marina and stay the night, get groceries. It's right next to the Publix. So we go to Edison for that, and then we go to Gulf Marina for fuel and pump out. It's good because it'll give Carl lots of training today, pulling in and out of marinas and slips and stuff like that. So it's really, really good for him. This marina has been tore up for, I don't even know how long now. I've been coming through here for a couple of years. Very cool boat. For a couple of years, and they got ripped up in a hurricane. This is the city docks for Fort Myers, and they're still down. They're still not working. I don't know if they ever have plans of reopening this. I want to hear it in the comments. Does anybody know what's going on with this? So the marina we're staying at is Edison. It'll be right up here past the bridges, but we're going to go about another 5-6 miles past there over to Gulf City Marina and get fuel and a pump out.
That's fuel dock right there.
No, fuel dock, go to the right. Right here, look. There's your fuel dock right here, Carl. You see your fuel dock? Okay. So we're heading into Gulf Marina in Fort Myers, and we're going to take on fuel, water, and get the boat ready to go over to the Dry Tortugas, and then we're going to head back. We're going to backtrack over to Edison Ford Marina.
You're a good 15 foot from Topala.
Yeah. Start thrusting over. Yeah, it's probably a little bit further than that, but keep thrusting over. Just keep thrusting over. Okay. Watch out, you're gonna be awful close to this little boat. Give us Okay. Okay. Start heading over to the back of that boat right there.
No traffic from Fort Myers down there. No traffic there. Looks like there's a little boat coming in. See it by the beach road?
Nice job, Carl.
Not sure if that little boat behind that first little boat is moving. So right now I just think it's
Yes, thank you.
Keen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get your heart
Can
pumping.
be. Especially with these little guys that just sit there in the way.
Yeah, the problem is you got to kind of just let them get out of your way.
About 20 feet. 20 feet on the stern.
All right, you can come over to starboard a little bit, Carl.
On the starboard, about 10 feet on the starboard. No problem. Hold on to it. Yep. Okay, that's all I know. That's all I know.
Man, there's just a lot of traffic today. It's not even the weekend. By far the hardest docking I've ever done in my entire life. It seemed impossible at the time. I was like, is this boat, is it even possible? You have to come in, you have no room to turn around here, then you have to come in, come around here, come through here, and then there was plenty of room once I got into the turning basin here and being able to back it in. But there's literally about six inches on each side. So we're in a 50-foot slip and we're basically a 65-foot boat. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna be nervous taking this thing out too. And look at the wind. But the wind is actually in our favor, so that actually wasn't too bad. But end of day 5, hardest docking I've ever done. It took me and Carl. Carl was at the controls and I was on the thruster to get around that corner right there. And once we cleared that corner, then Carl jumped to the back of the boat, gave me instructions on getting the boat into the slip, and I was able to get it in after that. But this was by far, no doubt, the toughest docking I've ever done in my entire life. That may look big to a lot of you guys, but that right there is probably 60 feet across, and then you got to make a turn right here into the basin right here, and that was the hardest part about the harder part, is getting it around this corner right here. After that, it wasn't too bad. Backing it in the slip wasn't bad, but getting it around that corner, that was miserable. Anyway, end of day 5. We're gonna go get something to eat, go to the grocery store, and then tomorrow afternoon, late, we're gonna head to the Dry Tortugas.